A warm welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you like the video and you do share it with your family and friends. The book world presents to you reviews of different kinds, genres of different writers, and also my personal experiences, lessons, and learnings from my book journey. So, yes, today's topic is again one of my favorites of all time, and that is Chandrabati's Ramayan. So this is of course a translated version because from the name itself you can understand that Chandrabuti's Ramayan was originally a Bengali work which was written by Chandrabuti. Chandrabuti's Ramayan. So that means from somebody's perspective we are reading this book. So yes, originally Chandrabuti was writing this book probably in the 16th century and it was originally written in Bangla, but later on this particular book was translated by Nabaneeta which was published later on in the 21st century. So, yes, I mean, what is so special about this book? Isn't it interesting that we will be reading Ramayan in the perspective of a writer who belongs from the 16th century? So yes, initially Chandrabati in the 16th century was writing this beautiful book where she was talking and highlighting Ramayan not on the aspect of Ram, the character Ram, but Sita. And that is what makes this book so interesting. Before we get into a quick review, talking about this particular cover, you can see it is so well crafted. The look at the art where the central figure itself becomes Sita. And talking about the cover, the back side looks somewhat like this. And talking about the retail, it is of 395. I bought it from Star Mark. It is also available on any online platforms and so on. You can also get it hands on the offline bookstores. So yes, look at this beauty, isn't it? It is quite handy, it is comfortable, it is not a lengthy one, it is extremely a brief one. But unlike Chandrabuti's original narrative style, Nabanita Deepsen has introduced us with an introduction, and there is a prologue to it, there is afterwards to it. So that makes Nabanita Devsen's contribution to this book all the more epic. So yes, getting back to this work, so Chandrabhuti is a writer and is supposed to be the first Bangla poet. She belonged from the Mymensingh district, which is in the present day Bangladesh. So yes, imagine in the 16th century when she is, contributing her thoughts on Ramayan, just taking back the spotlight from Ram to Sita is a wonderful power of thought. It's so thoughtful of her. So when you read this book, you look it from the perspective of Sita. So Sita here becomes the crux of the story. However, this is not a narration. You can see this is an epic narration. You can see it's a prose because if you see, it is written in the stanza form. If you can see and understand, it is written in the stanza form. It is no short story. It is not a, a plain prosic poetry also. It lies somewhere between them. So you can call it a epic poem, you can call it a lyric poem, because if you just go on reading this you will find that there is such a beautiful assimilation or amalgamation of tone, rhythm, style, and it feels like as if somebody is orally singing a song which narrates the story of Ramayan from Sita's perspective. So, first of all, Chandrabhuti is writing Ramayan, which is totally a new narration and in the form of maybe a lyric or an epic poetry, which was originally written in Bangla. Later on, it was translated by Nabaneeta Devsen, which also had some add-ons to what Chandrabati has written, like a prologue and afterword. And beautifully, Nabaneeta Devsen uh, kind of puts it into words that why she has selected this particular work for her translation. So it is very likely that we all have heard about Ramayan. Even if we have not read, we at least have heard those tales and have seen it on the national Doordarshan. So yes, Ramayan is, it's kind of an epic. So the tales are somewhere known and is common to all out there. So either you have learned it, heard it from your grandma during your bedtime tales, or you watched it on the television, or you have read by yourself. For those who are already aware of Ramayan, you are aware that the central figure of Ramayan is Ram and his royal kingdom. However, we always look forward to the reading and listening of Ramayan through the journey of Ram. But this book presents to you that journey of Ramayan through the perspective of Sita. So, when we all know that coming out from this royal family where Ram was banished or exiled and he had to, stay 14 years away from his royalty, out in his own journey, experiencing the pain, the struggles, the disturbances, and also winning over so much of atrocities that went on during this 14 years of journey. However, he was accompanied by Lakshman and Sita. But have we ever thought that what went in the female character, Sita's character, Sita's life, how did Sita endure that 14 years of exile? What did she have to go through? That is what makes this book interesting. So, in this lyric poem or this epic poem, we see that from her journey since her birth till the Agni Pariksha, we see what Chandrabhuti feels, is so agonizing, so painful for the character Sita. Apart from being a part of the glorious kingdom of such a great figure like Rama, what it took to become Sita. Sita was did not just happen since the time she was born. Sita was known because of her certain traits, qualities, her actions, her contributions in Ram's life, right? So beginning from her birth, from to the exile, to the kidnap by the demon king, and also ending at the Agni Pariksha, we see what Chandravati has to say of Sita. So it becomes such an exquisite journey for the reader as well, to see the pain, the agony, the struggle that a female character had to go through back centuries back. It was not an easy pathway for Sita to live in exile for 14 years, to be kidnapped by a demon king, to give those Agni Pariksha. Even she was, a part of this patriarchal congestion, this patriarchal norms. So, yes, that's what this book brings out on the plate. Just like any woman, even in the 21st century, we are all struggling amidst everything that we do. Life has never been easy for a woman, but we are not, pulling ourselves back. And that is what makes unique of the woman out there. So, yes, just like Sita, who has gone through so much in her life, such a glorious, magnificent, independent woman. Yes, independent, not financially, but unlike today's generation, she was independent of her opinion. She was independent of her choices. She was independent of whatever actions she was taking off. So, yes, why do we always have to know that Ram is the central figure who has destroyed the evil or destroyed the Lanka king? But why not that Sita is born to destroy? Probably it is Sita who could be seen as somebody who is out there being the force towards the destruction of something that is evil to the society. So yes, this wonderful epic has been brought into such a precise, concise form in an epic style, in a poetry style, or you can say a lyric style. Yes, it does so good to your reading. And of course, unlike Sita's when personally I was reading this book, it was not just the journey of Sita, but you could also feel relatable to this work because unlike any other person, any other, you know, character, it is Sita who we mostly connect to. So back then, when patriarchy was so rigid, so tough, where even such a magnificent character like Sita had to prove her chastity or whatever is said so, it was not easy. There are struggles, there are agony, pain that still goes on in a woman's life. There is so much to talk about, there is so much to tell, even in the 21st century. So, when you are reading Chandrabuti's Ramayan, where you see the journey from the birth of Sita towards the end, we do feel connected to this character. We feel the pain in her because each and every woman in 21st century also has some sort of struggle even when patriarchy exists. However, just like Sita, none of us are pulling ourselves backward. We are fighting for our rights. We are fighting to make sure that every one of us is regarded on the same pedestal, where there is no division of man and woman, where a woman's contribution towards the society is also recognizable. And just like Sita, we are also breaking the stereotypes and prejudices. So yes, this figure which highlights the Ramayan from a female character does so good to your learning, and you feel so connected with the character. She has gone through a lot of lamentations and injustices, but however, it did not stop Sita to be who she is. She was independent of her mind. She had certain opinions that brought a definition to her character. And that is what we all are trying to figure out, isn't it? We are all trying to break the norms and prejudices, injustices, and form an identity, transform ourselves into somebody who is progressive, who is selfless, who is contributing to the society in harmless way, and also becoming a good human being. I hope this reading helps you, and you after the reading you will come and share your views in the comment section. Thank you.